Hi, my name is Michael Geyer.
And my name is Jeevan Kaur.
And our project is called Code.Real. Our project is a life-size version of coding using wooden slabs in real life to carry out functions in certain pre-programmed codes.
We organized 3 different teaching sample codes in 2 different coding languages to help engage all users since our age range was all ages.
The first sample code is using JavaScript and is made to control the movement of a monkey on the screen. This sample code is meant for children between the ages of 4 through 12 and teaches the basics of JavaScript in a fun and interactive way.
The last 2 sample codes are in Python. One of them creates a QR code to any link or text the user inputs and controls how they label it. The second one converts any picture the user wants to a sketch of the image. These 2 sample codes are meant for the age ranges 12 to 17, with one more complex than the other as a challenge for the older users. Our project is a way to make coding more approachable and attractive to kids so that they can see computer science as something that is fun and mind-blowing. We do this by using block coding for the JavaScript sample code and setting out the commands to move the monkey on the wooden slabs. On each slab, the code is written for the monkey to move in a specific direction, and children can put that block of code on the terminal board and watch their code work on a monitor where we will run the same code. Functions are bulks of code that carry out a specific task to one line of code representing bulks of code. It's an easy way to simplify an action throughout a code if you need to use it over and over again instead of copy-pasting the bulk of code for that action. For the Python sample codes, we have 2 different codes, which are longer but fully written out on 2 slabs of wood. We also have 2 function slabs of wood that represent those 2 codes because using a function would be more relevant in this situation. And the older age group is more attentive enough to not need individual breakdowns of the code on separate slabs of wood.
JavaScript is an easy-to-use scripting language that allows you to create programs including web pages, animations, and games. It is a very useful and popular tool used by many programs to develop media with greater ease. There are 4 functions followed by the program. Up, which moves sprite up 100 units before stopping it. Down, which moves sprite 100 units down before stopping it. Left, which moves sprite 100 units left before stopping it, then changes the sprite to a mirrored version. And right, which moves sprite 100 units right before stopping it, and changes the sprite back to the original non-mirrored version. The velocity of the sprite is always set to -2 to make sure it moves slowly across the screen. This way, each function can be seen playing out individually.
Python is one of the most popular, versatile, and simple programming languages in the world right now. Python is considered the top programming language because of its use in every industry today, whether it be the framework of large companies like Google and Facebook, or in the front line of innovation with machine learning and artificial intelligence. Let's start off with the QR code. You start off by importing QR code into your terminal so that you are able to use the module commands throughout your code. The beauty of Python is that there are already so many modules created that simplify the lines of code needed, which make cool projects like creating your own QR code possible with 3 lines of code. You will then create the img variable to represent your imported images in the code and set it equal to the link you want your QR code to lead to inside the QR code.make statement. Lastly, you will want to save the QR code as an image so that it's generated and saved somewhere visible to you. You can do this by doing an img.save statement and giving a name to the QR code you just generated. The second sample code using Python generates a sketch of an image the user inputs. You start off by importing CV2, which is a module that allows computers to recognize images and videos in a Python code. You then use the CV2 command to tell the computer what image you are using and what it's called, while also creating it into a variable called image. From here, you create a gray image variable and set it equal to a command that uses OpenCV to change the color, which you specify to grayscale. You then invert the image while also creating a new variable called inverted image. You then smoothen the image by using the inverted image and create a new variable called inverted blur. Lastly, you use an OpenCV command to the gray image and smoothened image, while also setting a neutral scale to use a command to show the image. You can actually see each phase of the image as it went through the code from here and compare it to the final result.
Learning computer science is important because it's useful in a wide variety of fields, and the future is evolving around it. Computer science plays a large role in many modern jobs, so knowing how it works and how to use it can open up several possibilities for potential careers. The demand for it only increases as time goes on, so more and more people are finding it a worthwhile skill to learn.
Computer science is being used in more and more fields as technology is evolving. Many industries now use it as entertainment, education, and retail. Every part of our everyday lives are now using some form of technology backed with loads of computer science. Because of this, every career industry, like for example medicine, manufacturing, and automotive industry, all contain many areas of need for code and the skills to write or debug the code. The fundamentals of computer science are needed in every career now, regardless of the occupation, because of the skills that follow the exposure to computer science, being critical thinking and problem solving.
We think this is a good project for the Expo because it will get the next generation of STEM students fascinated by the possibilities of coding and engineering. It will also start them off with a basic knowledge of programming fundamentals. They will be able to observe problems through a STEM lens and create computer science solutions.